Hello one and all. In this video, I am going to explain about hairy root culture. Hairy root culture means the culture technique. The culture technique of hairy roots in vitro conditions is called as hairy root culture for getting a large scale of valuable secondary metabolites. Generally, in plant tissue culture, the plant cell suspension cultures has been considered for producing valuable secondary metabolites. And these production of secondary metabolites using the cell suspension cultures may not very be useful, as the secondary metabolites are produced by the specialized cells or at a distinct developmental stages only. But some compounds are not synthesized even if the cells remain undifferentiated. Such type of undifferentiated cells in suspension cultures might lose their biosynthetic ability to accumulate secondary products or to accumulate secondary metabolites. Here, to overcome this problem, to overcome for getting the large number of secondary metabolites is through the cell suspension cultures. Alternative method is the hairy root cultures. Here, the hairy roots, which can be induced in any plant species by the infection with the bacterium, that is Agrobacterium rhizogenes, which is having a strong potential to solve this problem. And here the induction of hairy roots. Okay, first we'll see how we can induce the hairy roots in a plant by using the Agrobacterium rhizogenes. And first, the hairy roots are differentiated. The cultures, these are transferred roots which are developed by the infection of wounded higher plants with the agrobacterium. Okay, here in the agrobacterium is a type of bacterium which has a capacity to induce the hairy root disease in higher plants. Due to the infection of this Agrobacterium rhizogenes, the plant cells shows the neoplastic growth, and these neoplastic growth further differentiate into hairy roots, and these neoplastic roots possess high growth rates and high genetic stability in the plants, and these higher level of secondary metabolites can be produced by these genetically transformed cells or the genetically transformed roots. Okay, uh, in using the hairy roots in one plant, that is higher plant, we have to insert the agrobacterium rhizogenes in the plant cells, and these agrobacterium rhizogenes induce the hairy root disease. And here the hairy root disease means the infection of bacterium shows the neoplastic growth. These neoplastic growth differentiate into in the form of hairy roots, and these hairy roots possess high growth rates and the high genetic stability. Due to the high growth rate and high genetic stability, we can develop uh, these hairy roots in the culture technique for producing high number of valuable secondary metabolites. In this picture, you can see the insertion of Agrobacterium rhizogenes in the plant cells in the plant, And after insertion of Agrobacterium rhizogenes, the plant tissue will show the neoplastic growth, which is differentiated into in the form of hairy roots. And after formation of hairy roots in higher plant, we have to harvest these hairy roots and uh, transferred into a new culture medium after sterilization procedures. During the culturing process, during the incubation process, we can get a number of secondary metabolites. Okay, next step is the culturing of hairy roots. Here, the hairy roots grow much faster than the normal cell cultures, and these hairy root cultures do not require the growth regulators which are needed for the normal plant cells. And these hairy roots often possess a greater biosynthetic capacity than their mother plants. It is well known that the large number of valuable secondary metabolites are synthesized in the roots in vitro conditions, and these biosynthesis may be linked to the differentiated forms of roots. If one plant, higher plant contains the roots which are can produce the secondary metabolites in vitro conditions, and these biosynthesis of secondary metabolites by the roots are linked to the differentiated forms of the roots. And here in the slide you can see some examples of plants from which we can do the hairy root cultures. Here the plant Datura stramonium. From the hairy roots of Datura stramonium, we can produce the secondary metabolite or secondary product hyoscyamine. And the plant Atropa belladonna. From the hairy root cultures of Atropa belladonna, we can get the secondary metabolite atropine. And from the hairy root cultures of the plant Hyoscyamus muticus, we can get the secondary metabolite hyoscyamine. And the plant Artemisia annua, we can get the secondary product artemisinin. From the plant Beta vulgaris, we can get beta cyanine. From the plant Lawsonia edemis, we can get lawson. Okay, even some cells, some types of cells may produce the secondary metabolites in their aerial parts of the intact plant. And these hairy roots have shown the strong potential for the greater amount of the plant products. Even some plants can synthesize the secondary metabolites in their aerial parts, but the greater amount, larger amount only will produced by the hairy roots. For example, in the case of Artemisia, the artemisinin accumulation takes place in the aerial parts, but the accumulation of artemisinin means the large amount we can found in the hairy roots only. And also the hairy roots exhibit strong genetic stability. This genetic stability was observed in the case of Hyoscyamus muticus. In this plant, the Hyoscyamus muticus, the hairy roots continue to produce same or higher amount of hyoscyamine as compared to their mother plant for more than 15 years. Okay, it is proved the hairy root exhibit strong genetic stability. Then next, the culturing process of hairy roots. Hairy roots can be easily maintained in bioreactors by using different methods. Here the different methods are gas phase bioreactor, liquid phase bioreactor, and hybrid reactors. Okay, we can easily maintain the hairy root cultures in the bioreactors by but in different methods based on the method of culturing process. The culturing process of hairy root cultures are three types: liquid phase bioreactor, gas phase bioreactor, and hybrid reactors. First, we will see the culturing process in the liquid phase bioreactor. Okay, here the example of liquid phase bioreactor, the stir tank bioreactor or bubble column bioreactor. We have to use either stir tank or bubble column bioreactor for culturing of hairy roots in liquid phase reactors. In these methods, first we have to harvest the hairy roots from the plants. Then after we have to do the surface sterilization. After surface sterilization, we have to place these hairy roots in the reactor. And this placing is very important in the culturing of hairy roots. In the liquid phase bioreactor, we have to submerge in the medium. Okay, we have to do the submerge. We have to place the roots in submerged condition in the medium. After placing the hairy roots in the medium in the bioreactor, then the next step is the incubation. Okay, and here the after here also like batch bioreactor, we can harvest the secondary metabolites along with the medium and cultured cells at the end of incubation period only. Okay, after incubation period, we can get secondary products, the secondary metabolites which are accumulates in the culture medium. And here the hairy root culture in the submerged reactors, it suffers from one drawback, that is the oxygen deficiency due to the mass transport limitation. And these problems become more acute with the increase in the size of the reactor. And the next method is a gas phase reactor. In this phase, the roots are exposed to the air or other gaseous mixture. And in the gas phase reactor, we have to provide the nutrient medium in the form of droplets. And for the gas phase reactors, we can use the reactors such as the trickle bed or droplet phase reactors. Okay, and after incubation period, here also we can harvest the secondary metabolites after incubation period. And coming to the drawback of this gas phase reactor, it lack of uniform distribution. This gas phase reactor lack of uniform distribution of roots in the growth chamber. The next is the hybrid reactors. In the hybrid reactor system, the roots are initially grown in the gas phase reactor, that is either in bubble column reactor or trickle bed reactor or droplet phase reactor. And after growth in the gas phase reactor, these roots are mechanically chopped in a blender and then pumped as a slurry into the reactor. And after inoculation of chopped hairy roots into the hybrid reactor during the incubation period, sorry, here also after incubation period we can harvest the secondary metabolites along with the medium and cultured cells. And another example here, the roots were grown in hybrid reactor which is combined submerged culture for 21 days followed by a droplet phase for 40 days. And coming to the applications of hairy root culture, the hairy root culture is suitable for the production of all root derived biochemicals. And the hairy root culture shows the faster growing, higher producing, and much easier to maintain than the undifferentiated root cultures. Here, there is no risk of instability. It is common with all cell cultures. And in some cases, a portion of the product is released in the medium. That is up to 20% of the chiconin which is produced by the Lithospermium hairy roots are released into the medium. And the hairy root culture also provide opportunities for the isolation and stable high producing hairy root lines by exploiting somaclonal variations. And hairy root cultures are quite prompting, particularly in the case of tropane alkaloids. These are the applications of hairy root culture. Okay, the main aim of hairy root culture is producing large scale of secondary metabolites from the hairy roots, because we cannot get large scale of secondary metabolites from the undifferentiated cell clusters during the normal culturing process. That is why we have to give priority for getting secondary metabolites through the culturing process through by using the hairy root culture only. Thank you.